Hi, I'm Autumn Anderson. I work here at Triple Crown, and I work with the college coaches for our Fastpitch tournaments. Yeah, so I grew up playing softball practically my entire life. I played in college as well. I was mostly a pitcher.
Personally, have you ever experienced or dealt with mental health struggles?
Yes, I have. I would say, I don't want to say quite a bit, but I have definitely struggled with it, specifically in the sport of softball. I struggled with mental health, mostly just trying to figure out that softball wasn't my identity and that I am a lot more than just what I did, which was softball. So starting in high school, I truly realized that there was kind of a wall that I had built for myself mentally. I believe that my character and my reflection of myself was how well I did on the field. And so I had a passion to be as good as I could, you know, a great motivation you could say, but also not really motivating wise. I struggled with my weight, my physical image, and then also just my performance on the field. Um, let's see. Sorry. So towards the end of, kind of my high school career, still struggling with the same issues, body image, weight, performance on the field, all that kind of stuff. I did actually physically, harm myself, just to try to get through this, which please never do. Please do not do that. But I struggled emotionally. I felt like I had a ton of emotions. And then I also felt numb. And so I still can't even put it into words to this day exactly what I was feeling and what I was going through. Um, but I would say that it was me personally that built that wall for myself, unfortunately. And so I would hope that this can help others, to hopefully learn from what I did and try to have confidence and believe in themselves in all aspects of life, not only on the field. When I went to college, I did struggle. I struggled to figure out why I wasn't playing. I was one of 7 pitchers on the roster. My freshman year, I came in, I threw probably less than 20 innings that year. And so I struggled, mentally, specifically. I questioned as to, was I even good enough for this level? Why was I here? Why was I playing? Unwillingly, I had to accept that softball wasn't my identity and that it was just something that I did and it wasn't who I was. Yes, I may have been kind of good at it, but it wasn't a reflection of my character at all. Kind of that freshman year, I struggled, and I believe that I was kind of at the peak of my physical performance, which limited me mentally in trying to improve just in life. Part of me hated the game and part of me loved it. I loved the competition. I was always excited for softball, but then it became something that felt like a job. Yeah, well, freshman year I did go see quite a few counselors, or just a couple. But having just a non-biased person to speak to who didn't know my situation was extremely helpful and beneficial for me. Yes, I trusted my coaches, I trusted my teammates, but having just that person that had no idea what was going on and I could speak my thoughts to and just work them out, out loud was great. So that was definitely a help, or that's kind of to address the how did I improve question. But a significant moment or turning point was my junior year when I had my, I had kind of a a lifelong injury that was diagnosed at that point. I started to pick up different hobbies and interests, and that was really kind of the time that I broke down that wall of softball's not who I am. It's something that I do, but it's not who I am. I had kind of accepted the fact that softball wasn't going to last much longer. I only had a couple years left. I decided to explore other avenues, and of life, figuring out my interests, figuring out that other side of me that wasn't softball related. I finally felt like I solidified, my major. I was excited for learning, business and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I would say my junior year was the turning point in my mental health journey.
So what do you think out of everything? What do you think like the most positive aspects of the sport were?
I mean, I learned so much about myself. I grew to, I learned life lessons that you can't teach just by word of mouth or, in my opinion, not playing sports. Being on time, putting in all your effort, like working hard outside of practice, all that kind of stuff. I learned, and I think that really translates and carried over into my life nowadays as a former athlete.